Hi ho, I'm Kevin Smith, man, Silent Bob, filmmaker and podcaster. Are you ready to unlock your peak potential? Give it up for the one and only Fong Shua!
Wow, what an introduction. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A big thank you to Mr. Kevin Smith for putting that introduction for me. Much appreciated. And every single time I hear that, I'm in awe and I'm also pumped and ready to go. So thank you very much, Mr. Kevin Smith. Now, having said that, my name is Fong Chua. I'm an entrepreneur, business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, and also a best-selling author. And every single day, I help others unlock the potentials and guide them to succeed. And welcome to another episode of the Peak Potential Success Show. And today we have a very special edition of the Peak Potential Success Show. And that is because I get to feature Mr. Kevin Smith. I'm a big fan of Kevin Smith and I've been following him for many, many years now. And I really admire the way he conducts himself, the way he presents himself, and the way he just talks and shares his stories. And I'm just a big fan of his. And unfortunately, we don't have him actually on the show due to scheduling and timing. However, we were able to arrange some questions and stuff like that. So I was able to send him some questions and he was able to give me back his answers. And that's what we're going to be hearing here. So please enjoy, have fun, and take notes and learn from Mr. Kevin Smith. And I'll see you later.
Hey Fong, it's me, Kevin Smith. The elements of a great podcast, I've always felt honesty. Just bring honesty to it. Don't, try to dress it up. Don't make it a show. Warts and all. That's what people identify with, particularly in the world of podcasting. What motivates me to create and support others was my choice. I don't really have a choice. Like if I don't create, what am I doing? What I have no purpose here other than to like make stuff. And it feels selfish to just do it by myself, so it's very easy to support others to be creative because I like being entertained too. And support enough people, somebody's gonna make something you absolutely adore, right? So that's all it takes. What does success mean to me? There are hallmarks of success that are easy to judge from the outside, such as like if you're selling something, how much money you've made, if you're made a movie, how it did at the box office, so forth and so on. There are measures, ways to kind of gauge your success for the outside world. But I've always found that success is internal, so it's what you feel it is. So it doesn't matter if you've hit some arbitrary number that the world says is success. You could still do that and not feel like you succeeded. So ultimately, success is when you feel that you've hit your personal best. And it doesn't have to be like earth shattering and stuff like that, but it's just, I did a thing, I set out to do it, and I did it, and enough people agree that the thing is done convincingly, like there is agreement that I have succeeded. But it really starts and ends in here. You know when you've succeeded. So success means to me, that's done. Now let's start something else. Success just means completion. The ending of one project, the starting of another. One message I would tell the world. There are two paths in this world, creation and destruction. And the destruction lanes on the highway of destruction are packed. There's a lot of traffic because it's easy to tear things down, destroy it. The lanes on the creation side, wide open. You can drive for miles and miles as fast as you want. It's like the Autobahn and that shit. Because at the end of the day, it takes more to make something than it does to just watch something or shit on something or tear something down. So, I always tell people, like, in that world, why would you wait in line to shit on things when you could be cruising down the lanes of creativity, making something, putting something real into the world instead of an opinion about someone else's reality? So there's that. Best advice I've ever received, my sister, when I told her I wanted to be a filmmaker. I was 21. I'd seen Richard Linklater's film Slacker. And I told my sister, she's older than me by 5 years. I said, she says, what's going on with you in your life? I said, I saw this movie and it made me want to be a filmmaker. And so I want to be a filmmaker now. And she goes, be a filmmaker. And I was like, yeah, I will. I want to be a filmmaker because I saw this movie and it makes me want to be a filmmaker. So I'm going to be a filmmaker. And she goes, then be a filmmaker. And I was like, that's what I said. I don't understand what mind game is being played here. What don't you understand? She's like, no, it's you don't understand. You keep talking about wanting to be a filmmaker. You want to be a filmmaker. In the future, you're going to be a filmmaker. Just be a filmmaker right now. Right now, you're a filmmaker. You just haven't made a film yet. But with every thought that goes through your head, with every step you take, with every move you make, and all the rest of the lyrics of that Police song, like, you are a filmmaker. You know, a lot of people have different names for it. Fake it till you make it. You got to believe it to be it, or whatever. But she said, be a filmmaker. And that changed everything. It wasn't like, you know, should I be a librarian or be a filmmaker? She was like, oh, be a filmmaker. She was just like, stop talking about when it happens, because that gets you off the hook. Like, because it's something that's in the future. You're a filmmaker now. You be a filmmaker, because then it puts the heat on you, the onus on you to get that film made, to make you who you say you are. So, there you go. How to ignore negativity and keep doing what you want. Just realize that you have something to show for it at the end of the day, something that other people don't. Most of the people being negative, like, don't have a thing of their own, some self-expression. You will, regardless of whether it succeeds in their eyes or not. You succeed by making the thing. So it's easy to keep negativity away when you're building the thing you want to build. In fact, it helps keep negativity away, negative, destructive thoughts replaced by creative thoughts. I kind of already was on my way going where I was going to go by the time I met Stan and stuff. But, like, helps to have people, that you're like, oh, I like what they do and stuff. It's not like he, took me aside or I learned his knee. I was just a friend of his for years, but I took a lot of cues from him. I love how he dealt with the audience and loved how he always had time for people and stuff like that. The key to storytelling, never stop talking, ever, as you can see. I literally just did it for all that time. Talk inspires thought. Walk around, think and stuff. Don't be afraid to talk to yourself. Don't do it in public too much because people are like, but talking leads to writing, man. Isn't that strange? Fong, I wish you the absolute best.
Wow, absolutely amazing, and some great insights on some of those questions. But before I let him go, I had to ask him a very, very important question. Now, as a big Batman fan myself, and I know he's also a big Batman fan, I had to ask him one big question, and that is, if he was Batman for a day, what would he do? Now, I thought that a question like that for a big Batman fan, it's an easy question to answer. However, it kind of stumped him, and I was kind of surprised. And the thing is, you get to see how his mind works, and the imagery and the stuff the way he answered it was actually pretty interesting, stuff that I never even thought of. And you can hear some of that comedic genius that he has, and also that writer's background about all the different avenues he would go. It was just a lot of fun just listening to him answer that one question, which kind of stumped him a little, which I was kind of surprised with. But please enjoy. It's a little bit out of the norm here, but it's a lot of fun to listen to, so enjoy.
If I'm Batman for a day, what would I do? Wow, look, you broke my brain. I'm literally thinking about it. What would I do? What don't I do? Well, I'm Batman. I got all skills, toys and shit like that. Relatively sure that I'm going to come out of things unscathed. I've never, like, fought people. I've never hit a person. So, like, maybe to hit a bad guy or girl. No, I wouldn't hit a girl. See, that's why I wouldn't be Batman, because he would. He hits Catwoman all the time. That sounds worse when you say it out loud, but I mean, she hits him, he maybe defends, whatever the fuck. But yeah, it would have to be a bad guy. Like, if I was like, they were like, you could hit the fucking 2021 equivalent of Hitler, and he wears a fucking mask. His theme is like Zoom calls. Fuck, that'd be amazing. Like, oh my God, I never do this in my daily life. Problem is, I'm a writer, so, like, I can write a bunch of shit, which is equally as satisfying as doing things. I say, I don't think you have to empirically live everything. I think just as fun to write a thing and move the fuck on. So yeah, I never punch people in the real world. So punching somebody who deserved it right in the fucking face, that might That might rock. Car, drive that like crazy. Drive it like I rented it. Just fucking all over the joint and shit. Help others. I'm Batman. That means I got Bruce Wayne's fortune for a day. Donate a lot of fucking money. You know what helps society a lot more than punching fucking people in the face? Programs, systemic change. So I think I'd work more toward that. I'd do it in the costume to honor the suit and shit, but come out in daylight. Wouldn't matter if it's me for a day. So I wouldn't have to deal with it if anyone was like, hey, I think that's Bruce Wayne. So, I'd just go down to the soup kitchen instead of, using my fist to fucking throttle somebody. I'd use my fist to hold a ladle, hand out some fucking soup. I don't know if I would do that if I was Batman. If I was spending time in the soup kitchen. I could do that as Kevin Smith. What would I do as Batman? I mean, am I looking like him? I'm in shape like him as well? Because then I would just look at myself in the mirror all day like, oh my God, this is how good I could look. Fuck. Take some pictures. That's what I do. If I'm Batman for a day, like I'm inhabiting his consciousness, the consciousness of Bruce Wayne, taking all these fucking selfies, texting him to Kevin Smith's phone. Then when I'm back in my body, I'm like, hey, Mr. Billionaire, cut me a check because I know what you look like under the... fucking shot from distance. Bat tracer right through my fucking jugular, cuts it wide open. I fucking bleed out and shit. Look up, he's standing over me. It's like, you fucked with Bruce. Bruce! I die watching fucking Batman go, Bruce, to my face. In any event, I hope that answers your question. Thank you, Fong.